compensation plan. You have to have fair payouts. You have all of that. It's a wonderful plan. It's a wonderful company. So everyone in here has the P and the O. So what is the difference? What is the last P in POP? And why do some people come in this business and just sort of go along for just at a certain rate, and others go to the sky? Well, it's the third component, and that is psychology. You've got to be in charge of what you think and what you feel. This is an emotional, feeling business. And if you're not in charge of your thoughts and your feelings, and if you're self-sabotaging, which is what we're going to look at today, you are not going to get to the top. Or it's going to take you a whole lot longer than it should. And I'm here today to make sure that you get to that top, that you deserve the very best in the shortest amount of time with the least amount of suffering. Is that a good idea? Yes. All right, that's what we're here to do. Okay, let's talk about your deserve level. Not dessert level, but your deserve level, all right? Your deserve level, inside of you, every one of you has a deserve level. This deserve level is the level to which you believe you deserve to achieve or have things in your life. It's the unconscious and conscious beliefs about what you deserve to have or achieve in life. We have a deserve level in every area of our lives. In our career, in our health, in our relationships. You can be high in one area and low in the other. So your career can be going great. You can be wonderfully successful in this great company. And maybe your relationships are challenged. Maybe you're having problems with a son or a daughter. Or maybe you just got divorced. So you're working on every level of your deserving. So your career is great, but your relationships are challenged. Or it could be the other way. Your relationships could be wonderful. Maybe you're just starting in this business and you haven't gotten to the level of success that you really want yet. So we're always trying to balance these levels, from career to relationships to health. And we want to have a high deserve level in every one of them. But there's usually one or two that's kind of challenging us. So let's look at what creates your deserve level. There are 4 different components that create psychologically what you believe you deserve to have in your life. And here's the reason deserve level is so important. If you don't believe you deserve it, you won't let yourself achieve it. If you don't believe you deserve to be a presidential, if you don't believe you deserve to be an ambassador, you won't let yourself join some of the great people like Jeremy and Paula and Leanne and a lot of the other people that I've heard about, all these great people that are at that level. Not because you can't, not because you're not smart enough or talented enough or work hard enough, but because there would be an inner ceiling, an inner glass ceiling that you would keep hitting. And that is what we need to go through. So if you don't believe you deserve it, you don't let yourself have it, or if you achieve it and you don't believe you deserve it, you give it away. So we're here today to psychologically make sure that you are positioned to have the absolute best you can have. 4 different components that create what you believe you deserve. Your belief system. We're going to talk about each one of these. Your level of self-esteem, your level of self-confidence, and permission from your past. These all go together to create what you believe you deserve right now. And most of us are living what we believe we deserve. We're getting that kind of experience right now. So if there's something that's happening in your life that you don't like, that is the area that you need to up your deserve level in. And that's what we're here to do today. Okay, let's talk about these components. Number 1, your belief system. All of you know about beliefs. You've studied it. I know all of you are very bright. You've had great speakers. Beliefs is that recurring movie in your head. That movie that tells you what you're going to do and how you're going to do it, how successful you're going to be, how comfortable you're going to be at approaching people, all of those different things that apply to your career. So we have a movie, we have this belief system. And how we do that is we have a chatterer that chats to us. Chat, 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 all day long. Sometimes we're saying positive things, and sometimes we're saying not so positive things. But we're talking to ourselves. We're telling ourselves what we can do. We're telling ourselves what kind of day it's going to be. We're telling ourselves when we meet that new attractive person, how interested they're going to be in this great business. So we're chat all the time. Now, there's two reasons why your beliefs are so important. Number one, energy follows thought. Okay? Energy follows thought. Whatever you think about creates energy. If you're thinking positive, obviously you're creating positive energy. If you're thinking negative, you're creating negative energy. And here's the interesting thing. Lots of research recently on the whole issue of optimism and pessimism. What we have found is that people who think positively, this is from Harvard University research, live 30% longer than pessimists. That literally it impacts our body. I know you're working with antioxidants and you're working with omega-3s with your great chocolate, but we're also working with those in our own brain and our own thought process. So thinking positive isn't just something nice and something to be a Pollyanna. It's something that promotes your health and really sustains your life. So energy follows thought. Whatever you think about, it creates energy. And then whatever you think about, you get more of. It expands. And we've all had the experience of this. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you're running for an appointment and you're running late, okay? And you run out the back door and you leave the door open and the dog runs down the street. So you gotta go chase the dog, right? And you get the dog, bring him back, and you come back and you're going to your car. Now, if you're a woman, we used to, as women, we used to carry purses. We now carry luggage. You guys know what I'm talking about? You've got these things that you carry, right? And so if you're a woman, you're carrying this big bag, and let's say you trip, and everything goes everywhere. All right, so you're picking it up, and you're mad, and you're frustrated, and you get in the car, and the car doesn't start. And now you're 20, 30 minutes late, and everything is just frustrating. So you get to your appointment, and they're not all that interested, and so it wasn't a great day, and you stagger through your day. You're just happy to get home at night. You're happy that you're not a statistic on the evening news, So you get home, and you're sitting there, and you're kind of going, kind of fuzzed out. And you get a phone call from your best friend. And this best friend has something wonderful that's happened to him. And he wants you to come out, and he wants to buy you dinner, he wants to buy you a glass of wine, and immediately you got energy. Where'd you get it? You were dead. Nothing was working. It was a bad hair day. But as soon as something positive happened, as soon as someone gave you an option that lifted you out, your energy matched that thought. Now, what's important about this to understand is that at home, which most of you are working at home, you are generating your thoughts and your energy all day long. And you're generating it many times based on what other people are doing. If somebody says yes to you, you feel good. If somebody says no, you don't feel so good. So what we have to do is, instead of being dependent on what other people are how they're responding, we need to be self-generating. We need to understand that our energy is our most important product. You are your business. If you're down, so's your business. If you're depressed, so's your business. If you're mad, so's your business. So there's no distinction between who you are and what you feel as a human being and what you bring to your business. Because direct selling businesses are direct. They're direct to you. They're direct, they're about you. So the way you run your life is the way you run your business. So we've got to be able to be in charge of that. Okay, so whatever you focus on expands, you get more of it. Now, let me share with you why this is so important. I had the real pleasure a number of years ago to be on the podium with a man named Art Linkletter. Anybody here old enough to remember Art? Yeah. Okay. Art Linkletter had a show in the 60s and 70s called The House Party on TV. And the concept, it was really the first reality show if you think about it. He invited on small children, and he would turn to them and he would say to them, "Tell me what your mother told you not to say." And they would. All across national TV, they told him everything. One of the reasons it's not on anymore. Anyway, he had on this cute little girl, and he turned to her and he said, "Now, how did you get selected to be in my show?" And this little girl said, "I'm the smartest one in my class." I said, well, that's very good. Did your teacher tell you that? She goes, nope, I noticed it myself. Probably an ambassador in this company right now, right? She's maintained that kind of positive belief system. She is well set to handle all the challenges of life. But as we all know, a positive belief system is only one component that we need. We do need that, and we do want it. And all the research shows that most of us have a little bit of a struggle with this. Shad Homestetter wrote a very important psychological book many years ago called What Do I Say When I Talk to Myself? And he found out through a national survey of thousands of people that the average, healthy, all-American person, like all of you in here today, inside, every day, 77% of what we say to ourselves is negative. 77%. That means all the great things you're creating in your business, you're only creating on 23% of what you think. What if? What if? We could flip those percentages. Let's be honest, we're never going to get rid of the negative. It's out there. You can't ignore it. It impacts all of us. But what if we were able to intentionally focus our intention on the positive and have 77% positive thought and 23% negative? What would happen? Well, almost immediately, you would be making 2/3 more than you're making right now. Because what you're making, what you're achieving, what you're creating is based on you. You are the reason your business succeeds or fails. Not the economy, not the other people, not the product, you. We've already established you have a great product. So, if indeed your thought and your belief systems are running your business, then doesn't it make sense for us to be very intentional about that and to take charge of that? And that's what we're here today to do. So what we're going to look at is what else creates your deserved level. The belief system is number one. But before we go on, what I want to do today, because this seminar today is for you, here's what I hope happens. I hope you leave here today knowing what you want, even more clearly than you already know it, and being positioned psychologically to deserve to achieve it. But to do that, we got to know what we want first. So what I want you to do at your nice tables, all these tables you have here, just with the person sitting next to you, I want you to say hello. Say, this is your new best friend. Say, hello, new best friend.
Hi, new best friend. Best friend. You get really pretty.
Sky's so blue.
Okay, so we bring you back. It's the hardest part. Bringing you back. Now, with your new best friend, what I want you to do is I want you to talk about 2 goals that you have for yourself. One for your business. If I came back here next year and we were all here together, what goal would you have loved to have achieved, and you would have come up to me and you would say, Pat, I did it. Okay, what goal is that in your business? I want you to pick that goal. So pick a business goal, but because you're a whole person, because life isn't all about business, I want you to have a personal goal as well. And that can be anything. It can be going to Hawaii for vacation. It can be joining your fabulous 50s group, the 50 people who completed that wonderful weight loss program and have lost over 40 pounds each. What an amazing achievement. It can be, sending your son to a great college. Whatever it is that you want, but personally, something you want for yourself personally and something you want professionally. Okay? With your new best friend, 2 goals. Talk about it. Go ahead.
Tim, what are your 2 goals, my friend?
I got 3 actually. By this time next year, I want to be a diamond, and I want to lose 30 pounds. And I want to help my 9-year-old son learn to read at his grade level. And the last one's probably most important. So there. What are yours, my friend?
Next year convention, I want to attend as a double diamond.
Well, okay.
Marlene and I just said that together.
Cool.
She agrees with me. So next year convention, we want to attend as double diamonds. And I just wrote down I want to help 300 people. And many of the people what I want to help them do is improve their income by $10,000 to $25,000 per year.
Okay, now on those posts you put out on Facebook, how many responses do you get to those? 0? Okay.
I've got 500 plus people in my friends list, and when I posted one on weight loss with HCG, got like 2 or 3 people that were interested out of 550 plus people. So less, well, that's 5 would be what, a 1%? 5 people would have been a 1%.
So half of a percent?
Half of a percent return.
Yeah.
And those were the closest people to me. One of them was right in on.
Okay, let's bring you all back.
So it wasn't like there were people out in the periphery. It was only those that were really
Let me
close
talk
to us
to you about the next
that I
2
visit with
issues
on
in your dessert level.
a fairly
Okay?
regular basis.
I'm back. You have your goals. Those
Okay,
2
Marlene,
goals
you
you
got
really want to have happen.
similar goals
You
or
work
separate
with those
goals,
all morning long. Now, we've talked about your belief system. That is one part of your dessert level. Let's talk about the next 2 parts. There are actually 4 parts, but these parts go together. Many people, I'm going to share with you today a definition that separates self-esteem from self-confidence. And most people have never thought about separating them. If you go to the grocery store, you can't stand in line without seeing a magazine about self-worth or self-esteem. That's what you need. If you feel good about yourself, if you feel like you're a good human being, that'll take care of everything. Or you read another magazine that says, no, you need confidence. Confidence in a tough market and a tough economy is what helps you plow ahead and stay assertive. But the truth is that many of these magazines don't ever define what these are. So today, I want to separate self-esteem from self-confidence. You need both, but they're very different. Self-esteem, as I define it, is based on unconditional acknowledgement for who you are as a human being. Because you're a good, lovable, likable human being, that creates self-esteem. People like you. People love you. You have good relationships with other people. And you feel good about yourself in relationship to those folks. Now, you also create self-esteem inside of you by how you treat yourself, by what you say to yourself, by being self-nurturing rather than self-critical, by not beating yourself up for every little problem or every little bump in the road. So self-esteem is internal. It's about who you are. It's about your being.